What if one commercial deal could buy you complete freedom? We're talking waking up in Bali in a private villa, watching the sunrise, going to the gym, exclusive restaurants and events, all for just $4,000 a month. Here's the truth that no one's going to tell you. You don't need 10 properties to live that kind of lifestyle. One great commercial deal can fund it all, and I've got the proof. This medical clinic in Newcastle brings in $51,000 a year in passive income. That's more than enough to cover the island life in Bali and still leave some room to play. I'm James Hawthorne, and I break down commercial property deals and show you what kind of lifestyle they can actually fund. Today I'm going to show you the exact numbers behind this property and how it can unlock location freedom. Let's get into it. Now let's get into analysing the deal that's going to fund our financial freedom. So I found this medical clinic in Newcastle that sold for $1.671 million. Now if we look at the photos, it's tenanted by a major insurance company, which is Medibank. It's got a small shop front, potentially has some office space above it as well. And as you can see, the property, it's right next to the water. It's landlocked pretty much. You can't build out, you can only build up. And it's right next to the Newcastle CBD. Got a wharf, train station right next to it as well. So it's in a pretty good location. I'm not going to be building more commercial properties because it's pretty much landlocked, and it's in a good central location near the Newcastle CBD. So it's got access to public transport and people going there for work as well. So it's always going to be a good location, in demand. It's got parking, a lot of roadside access, front and rear access as well. It's not the best looking property, as you can see, and just from the floor plan, it's got a pretty big area. You probably put a gym or something in here, maybe, if it wasn't leased by Medibank. But if we scroll down, look at the property. So it's currently returning $128,000 a year in income from the tenant, 5-year lease with 2 5-year options. So it's pretty much a 15-year lease with options, obviously. It's got the front and rear access, 3% and 3.5% rental increases each year. We've got a decent property with a really good tenant in a great location right in the centre of Newcastle. Now let's go to the spreadsheet and look what sort of cash flow this property is producing. So I've run the numbers in my cash flow calculator. We've got the $1.671 million purchase price, assuming a 30% deposit. The net income's $128,000 a year, so your yield's going to be about 7.6%, which is a pretty good yield. And we're assuming interest, and I'm going to assume an interest rate of 6.5%. So our net income is $128,000. Now interest, just using it interest only, is about $76,000 a year. So your cash flow is $51,970, almost $52,000 a year positively geared. Now if we look at our cash flow snapshot and look at different interest rates and how that impacts our cash flow, we only get to negative cash flow around 11% interest rates. So it's a huge buffer that you've got. If the interest rates go down to say 4%, you're going to be positively geared over $81,000 a year. So that just provides a bit of a snapshot of where the property is currently in terms of its return on cash flow. So that's $51,000 a year positively geared just from this one property. So this cash flow calculator just shows you don't need 10 properties to kind of reach financial freedom. This one property is generating $51,000 a year in passive income. And it's got a huge buffer in place where it needs to get up to about 11% interest rates to when you finally get negatively geared. And if interest rates start going down, your cash flow just skyrockets as well. Now if you look at the property pay down calculator, same purchase price and deposit, same yield, but we're using that 3.5% rental increase that's already into the tenant agreement, 6.5% interest rates. By year one, you've still got that $51,000 a year positive cash flow. If you put that back into paying down the debt, by year 5, you're going to be $87,000 a year positively geared. And by year 10, over $151,000 a year is going into your bank account. And by year 11, it's completely paid off the debt. And so by year 15, you're over $200,000 a year in positive cash flow. So this one property can fund your whole financial freedom. You don't need 10 properties, just this one property. It can generate over $200,000 a year in positive cash flow. That's pretty amazing. Now let's go have a look. What sort of lifestyle can this cash flow actually fund? In terms of balling on a budget, our budget was $51,000 a year in passive income. I tried to figure out what sort of Bali villa lifestyle could you live off that passive income. So I found 4 different properties on Airbnb, different price ranges. So we have option 1, which is this first property, which rents about $4,500 a month, $54,000 a year, so just a bit over our budget. But obviously you could pay for it the extra $2,000 and a bit. The next property, $3,692 a month, which was $44,000 a year. The third property, $3,500 a month, which is about $42,000 a year. So you got a bit of left over in terms of your budget. And the last one, just under $3,000 a month, which is $35,000 a year. So we're first going to go through this first property, look at it, and see what sort of lifestyle can actually fund. So this first property is a honeymoon villa in Canggu. We look through the photos, it's got a nice pool. I think that's the bedroom looking straight out onto the pool, amazing bathroom. This is really a nice private villa that you could just stay with your partner and relax for a month or two. You can invite friends over to stay with you. But the reason it's probably a bit more expensive because it's looked at that, short-term rental for your honeymoon. But it's a private, nice, aesthetic villa. You could just suntan, relax, get a private chef, nice shower. It's a really clean, nice looking place. Who wouldn't want to stay here? It's only a 1 bed, 1 bath. It looks super relaxing. Got kitchen, parking, Wi-Fi, aircon, which you probably need in Bali. Let's see where it is on the map. So it looks like it's in the centre of Denpasar, right in the middle of Bali. So it's probably close to a whole lot of, tourist attractions. It's pretty far from the beach, but you could drive there. It looks like it's in the city. It's got a whole lot of good reviews. And this is $4,500 a month. Let's look at the next property. So the next one is this entire house. So it's still a 1 bed, 1 bath house, but this is more in the jungle where you've got that kind of, villa theme where it's got that nice wood. You're in the middle of the greenery. Looks like you're in the jungle. It's kind of got that hut feel. Things you would expect in kind of that Southeast Asia. If you look at the view, that's a pretty amazing view with a pool that you could swim in every day. Just a little dipping pool. You could have nice romantic dinners. This is this place you want to be. Look at that. Got a nice spa, rock spa. Looks like a really great place. You could just fully relax, get out of the city life. And says $5,000 a month. Got a kitchen, Wi-Fi, pool, TV. $5,000 for, I think that's 2 months. No, $5,000 a month. He's got amazing views, nice pool. I think this pool is a bit better than the other one, but I think it's a bit more remote as well. If you look at where it is, yeah, it's in the middle of the jungle. That's why it's a bit further out. We'll go and look at the next property. So this is a 1 bedroom loft. Still got that nice, like a sunken lounge. I think that's trending in Bali a lot. Probably a bit cooler to have a sunken lounge, but amazing kitchen, really nice details. Huge bed, king bed, really aesthetic looking. Nice bathroom, got a car park, amazing pool, lap pool. It's not huge, the garden area, but it would do the job. 1 bed, $4,800 a month. Kitchen, fast Wi-Fi, got everything you need. Whereabouts is this in Bali? It's a bit more to the western side, close, not far to the beaches, the coast. Probably a bit more cooler around here than in the middle of the jungle. Go look at the final property. This is a 2 bed, so a bit bigger, it is a bit cheaper. Nice. This is more of a Mediterranean kind of feel. Really nice lap pool, plunge pool. Still got those sunken lounge rooms. This is more Spanish type of villa. So it's a bit more affordable. Let's look at the location. So it's a 2 bed one. Same, got all the amenities, same amenities as all the others. Yeah, similar to the last location, a bit more western, really close to the coast. So they're the 4 properties that I found. The last 3 that we looked at are all within that $51,000 a year budget, except this one, which is more honeymoon. I would say you would probably be able to stay in this one, and the second and third one looks more long term you could stay in. But that's what sort of lifestyle just 1 property can actually fund. That's the Bali Villa lifestyle, completely funded by a medical clinic. Next up, the luxury Bangkok apartment funded just by a warehouse. Subscribe so you don't miss it.